Hello, my friends. I have an idea of what could cause collective enlightenment. A little gadget and machine won't cost hardly nothing. We have these devices that measure our glucose. It's like a little tab that sticks to our arm, and we can look at our phone and it measures 24/7 your glucose going up and down. You eat a donut, it spikes up. You relax from eating a donut, it'll come back down your glucose levels. But what about a similar device where you put the tab on your skin and it's measuring your frequency, and you've got some heads-up display which shows when your enlightenment consciousness is identifying with your ego, it goes red, and when it's not identifying with your ego, it goes green. And this would create distinguishment and discernment within us, where we start training ourselves not to identify and become aware. And who knows, it might take maybe a few hours for some people to reach enlightenment, or maybe a few months for some other people. But what it can do will just train us throughout our day. When we get challenges throughout the day, we'll see when we're identifying with our ego, it's going into the red zone. And then when we activate facilities within our mind, or faculties within our mind, we can train ourselves to go back into the green zone by not identifying with that ego thoughts anymore. So this is just a very simple device, some sort of thing that measures frequency. And they say the reason why I mentioned frequency is because it's said that when we're 40 hertz and under, that's when we start getting sick, and where our consciousness is highly identified with the mind, and that's why it's got such low frequency. It's sucking up that energy. And then when we become aware, maybe when we're relaxed and we're not identifying with our ego, then our frequency goes higher and higher. And then they say that the enlightened person that has no more identification with the ego anymore is at 1,000 hertz. So this is similar like in the Star Wars movie, when in the newer Star Wars movies, when they test Anakin Skywalker in front of all the Jedis, and they say, look, he's got, I think the word was metachlorines, they've got some electrical device, and they say, look, this little kid's a potential Jedi Master because they're measuring high levels of metachlorines or whatever it was called. So, but this is a similar sort of device. Measure the frequency. It will be very simple, probably very cheap to make. We put these glasses on, and we can use them at work. We can use them while we're driving. You use them as 24/7 as soon as you wake up. And it allows us to see when we're identifying with our ego. Because most times we're not aware. You can do mindfulness, and you're not aware that you're identifying with your ego. And then it might take you an hour or so before you wake up and think, shit, I've been identifying with my ego again. That's why there's stress and tension. So when we don't identify with our ego, there's no stress and tension. When we identify, there is stress and tension. So what do you think, guys? If someone can make this machine, collective enlightenment for everyone. Thank you.